Football Dad's Army. So as I said earlier on, I was going to do a video about, you know, in the summer, who would I been and who would I keep in the Arsenal squad. So I've been through the squad. I've looked it up on transfermarket.com, Arsenal. The values of the players and who I would sell. Apparently Arteta's going to get a 200 million war chest for summer transfers, and he's looking at Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, players like that. But I'd offload a few players as well. I wouldn't, you know, you don't want the squad too bloated. I know that it's quite thin at the moment, but it's not thin really. We ain't got sufficient cover like a Man City. You know, Man City have got sufficient cover everywhere over the park, and they've got, you know, if a player gets injured, someone else can step in, and it was just as good. And that's what Arsenal need to do. But I'd raise another 174 million, according to this transfermarket.com website, the player values that I would bin. Now, let's start. I'm going to start with Matt Turner, the reserve, the second choice goalkeeper. I haven't really seen enough of him to make a decision, but I do think Ramsdale should be pushed harder. He should be pushed harder for his place. So that's a player I would bin, and apparently you'd get 5 million for him. And this is euros, by the way. The next player I would bin is Reiss Nelson. Reiss Nelson is refusing to sign a new contract. His contract runs out this next month. But you know what you need to do really? He's worth 7 million apparently, even though he's got a month left on his contract. So, but he's going to leave for free. So maybe I made a little ricket there. So it's not quite 174 million. So you've got to take off 7 million of that, which would be 167 million. Say for example, you could run on top of the 200 million Arteta's going to get. Another 167 million is a few quid, and you can get some players for that. So Reiss Nelson, I'll just let him go. Mohamed El Neni, I'd bin. His contract runs out next year. He's apparently worth 9 million. Rob Holding, I'd bin. He's got a year left on his contract. And apparently we get 10 million for Rob Holding. can't understand why he's worth 10 million, but there you go. That's what they're saying. He's worth 10 million. Kiwior, the new centre half, obviously you'd keep him. Kieran Tierney, I would keep him. Tomiyasu, I would bin him. Too injury prone for me. He's not been about so much this season. Ben White's been in that right back. He's come on leaps and bounds this season. Tomiyasu has not only been kept out of the squad because of his injuries, he's been kept out of the squad because of the consistency of Ben White and injury problems. But you'd get 25 million for Tomiyasu, so that'd be a good buy, a good sell. Nketiah, bin him. His contract runs out in June 2027. So he's just signed a new contract, hasn't he? So he's still got 4 years. But I'd sell him. And it says here that he's worth 25 million. I think he'd be worth a little bit more than that, but it says 25 million, so he would be binned. Fabio Vieira, he's got a year, he's got 4 years as well. 4 years left, 2027 his contract runs out. Apparently would get 27 million for him. Bin him, not good enough. Not good enough for me at all. Granit Xhaka, now Bayer Leverkusen are very interested in him. He's come on leaps and bounds as well this season. I would have sold him personally myself. The day he slung that armband down on the floor, I would have sold him. But this season he's proved a lot of the haters wrong. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's changed his positioning a little bit. He's more dynamic with his runs and adding to that attack, making runs forwards. Without the ball as well, getting into the box or around the box and laying passes off and assisting. He's a different player this season, but still, Leverkusen are interested. I think his wife wants to go back, wants to leave London. Germany is their ideal place to go. So yeah, I would sell Granit Xhaka. I'm afraid you get 28 million for him according to transfermarket.com. So he's another player I'd sell. Trossard, we just signed him, so I'll definitely keep him. Jorginho, he's got a year left on his contract, so I'd keep him. I'd keep him as a backup. Thomas Partey, not been the same player since he got another injury, and he's been out for a few. He's come back The few games he has come back, he hasn't made no difference whatsoever. I think he's just gone a bit past his prime. The first half of the season, he was brilliant, and when he wasn't there, we missed him. But he hasn't come back to them standards, and I think it's time for him to go. Getting Declan Rice, perfect replacement for Thomas Partey. Hopefully we get Declan Rice anyway, but he would be a perfect replacement for Thomas Partey. I'd bid him and would get his contract runs out in 2 years, so we'd get 38 million for him apparently. So I'd definitely bid him. Emil Smith-Rowe, I love him, I'd keep him. A good young prospect there. Aaron Ramsdale, obviously I'd keep him. Oh, hang on, sorry. Emil Smith-Rowe's contract runs out. He's still got 3 years on his contract, so I'd keep him anyway. Aaron Ramsdale, obviously, great keeper. He's brilliant this season, absolutely brilliant. I'd keep him. Zinchenko, I'd keep. For me, the jury's still out with him at left back. But as a midfielder, and if Arteta continues to want to play this inverted bullshit, obviously he's gonna. I think he likes him as well, so he's gonna be kept. But I would keep him too. But I wouldn't be playing him at left back. I wouldn't be playing Zinchenko at left back. He'd be in a midfield role for me, as cover or start, and someone else to cover for him. Whatever we've got the Champions League next season as well, so that's another reason why I would keep him. Because there's a lot of games next season, a lot of games. Ben White, I'd keep him. I think he's one of the surprises of the season, along with Granit Xhaka. He's still got 3 years left on his contract, so yeah, I'd definitely keep him. He's done very good at right back, even though his performances have dropped off in recent games. But most of the season he's been very, very good. Gabriel Magalhaes, I'd keep him. Obviously, immense centre half, brilliant. Along with Saliba, I'd keep him. Hopefully, he's going to sign a new contract because he's only got a year left. He's got a year left on his contract. Martinelli, I'd keep him. Brilliant player. Offers us a lot of options going forward. Gabriel Jesus, we've just signed him, so I'd keep him. Martin Odegaard, obviously, I'd keep him too. Saka, hopefully he signs a new contract. He's only got a year left. He's apparently going to sign a new contract at the end of the season for around 300,000, I think it is, a week. It's a big contract for him, and I hope they don't make the same mistakes as Ozil and Aubameyang when they got that big mega deal. The performances dropped off, didn't they? But that's it for the squad. The players that are out on loan, it doesn't tell you their value. I couldn't find their values because they're not in the squad. And I didn't look right into it deep, but I just see the squad and the values of the squad players. Pepe, I'd get rid of him. I'd bin him whatever back. Tavares, bin him. Lokonga, bin him. The only player that's out on loan to my knowledge that I'd keep is Florent Balogun. Because I want to get rid of Nketiah. Don't rate Nketiah, not one bit. Balogun could be the perfect replacement for Nketiah. We do need another striker though as well. But that's my players. That's who I would bin. Let's go through the players I've bin again. Matt Turner, goalkeeper. Reiss Nelson, release. Obviously, his contract's up next month. Mohamed El Neni, I'd bin him. Rob Holding, bin him. Tomiyasu, bin. Nketiah, bin. Fabio Vieira, bin. Granit Xhaka, bin. Thomas Partey, bin. They're the players that I'd bin. And rebuilt the squad over the summer. That would give us, initially it would have been 174 million, according to transfermarket.com, as I've said a couple of times. But Reiss Nelson's worth 7 million according to them, but he's going to leave for free. So you got to knock 7 million off 174, which leaves you 167 million. That's what I would do. I'd love to know what the Arsenal fans out there would do as well. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash them likes up for me. Cheers, guys. I'll see you soon.